Hey, I'm Nick with Dorman Products. I'm going to run through my Jeep Spotter's Guide so you can ID these things like a pro. This should be helpful for Jeep enthusiasts, rookies, and even mechanics who deal with these trucks on a regular basis. Way back in time, we started with government contract vehicles, which eventually coalesced into what most people think of when they imagine a World War II Jeep. The MB was valued for what we love about Jeeps today: their sure-footed nature off-road and legendary toughness. It's rare to see them out and about today, but if you do, you can tell one pretty easily because the MB is the only Jeep with a 9-slot grille. These morphed into the CJ for a civilian Jeep and its variants in 1944 as a wartime vehicle. The early ones are called flat fender Jeeps due to the lack of curvature in those parts. These were basically war Jeeps with a few creature comforts like windshield wipers, a tailgate, and civilian-style lights. In 1955, the CJ5 rolled out. These Jeeps and the later CJ7s are longer and larger than their predecessors, and they have curved fenders, as you may have guessed. You can describe mostly any pre-1986 Jeep as a CJ and be correct. CJ Jeeps are easily identified by their suspension and headlights. If you see round headlights and leaf springs front and rear, you're probably looking at some derivative of a CJ. In 1986, a new Jeep rolled out for the 1987 model year, the YJ. The YJ is the first Jeep to be called the Wrangler. It got a complete redesign of the interior. You can tell these Jeeps by suspension and headlights too. Like the CJ, YJ Jeeps have leaf springs, but their headlights are square. The next Wrangler was rolled out in 1996 for the 97 model year. It was a complete redesign inside and out again. The TJ returns to round headlights but has coil springs underneath of it. This Jeep, like some of its predecessors, had a long wheelbase version available. You may hear that particular Wrangler called the LJ. In 2007, the Jeep underwent a complete clean sheet redesign, and this generation was known as the JK. These are pretty easy to spot relative to the previous iterations of Jeep as it looks much newer. The easy tell on these are the redesigned door handles, which moved away from the paddle style used on previous iterations. The JK is also the first Wrangler available with 4 doors. That particular submodel is known as the JKU. Notably, these Jeeps received a different motor, the Pentastar, for the 2012 model year. And in 2017, Jeep gave us the JL for the 2018 model year. Again, the JL is a redesigned Wrangler with several engines and transmissions available. The JK and the JL look similar, but I think the easiest way to tell them apart is to look at the grille. The JL features headlights that intrude into the outermost grille slots, a tribute to the earlier Jeeps. On the JK, there is room between the outer grille slots and headlamp. Other important JL points include a redesigned windshield that makes lowering easier. The interior throws back to the YJ a bit, and there's a body line that isn't present on JKs. That's it for the Wrangler, but I do want to bring up a few other Jeeps. Many have letter codes, and we're not going to cover all of them here, but I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention the XJ, which is the Cherokee, a 4-door unibody SUV. The successor to the Cherokee were Liberties, known as KJs or KKs depending on their generation. And who could forget the ZJ, the first Grand Cherokee, followed by the WJ, the second generation of the Grand Cherokee. Even larger with more power, the Grand Cherokees truly sought to be a luxurious off-road vehicle, taking over for the Wagoneers that came before them. Those Wagoneers, incidentally, are SJs, but almost no one uses the letter code for those. That's probably enough alphabet soup for now, but if your customers or fellow technicians are Jeep nuts, you probably know enough now to hang with them and speak intelligently about these vehicles that are so beloved by their owners. Let us know if this video was helpful in the comments, and if it was, maybe consider adding us to your subscription list. Thanks for checking out our video on identifying Jeeps. I'm Nick, and I'll see you next time.